Yeah. So we'd be calling to order. And if you don't want me to say your name, because I did want to indicate to our secretary who's present, if you don't want me to say your name, put your hand up. And we'll proceed. And the person with the phone number, I already changed to guest, and so there is no other indicator there. So going down this list, then we have Council Member Latisha Johnson. I'm calling to order at 7:27. Sorry about the late start. Council Member Latisha Johnson. We have Tammy Black as a guest. Jocelyn Harris, our senior issues representative. Zelda Anderson. Rod Liggins, who is District 4 manager. Rose Jones, and by the way, Rose Jones has recently been elected to the CAC. She'll be on in 2022. Ryan Douglas, Tony Russell, and then we have an anonymous person, and we have someone just goes by Spivey. So I believe, oh, let me go to the top here. I missed people at the top. Teresa Williams, Brenda Butler, Crystal John. All right, so we will now go to order, and I will first go to the agenda. Let's find it.
How are you gonna go to the agenda?
Find the right one. Okay, it's exactly. Find the correct copy of the agenda. I found it. I said open the correct document for a minute here. And sharing. Okay, so the agenda is now displayed on the screen. So we've done the first part, call to order. Now, the next thing that I wanted to do is we had the introduction, we did that. And specifically, Latisha Johnson is the city council representative currently for District 4. Because there was a vacancy, the city council was able to appoint the elected person to fill the vacancy right away rather than waiting till noon of 2022.
Point of order.
There's a point of order being brought up by Sandra Turner Handy. Yes, Ms. Handy.
Can we introduce our host first? Before we go into the agenda.
Pardon?
Introduce our host.
Introduce the panel.
Oh, you know, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce the people present in the room. Senator Turner Handy is present. Is it Reverend Gleason? Reverend Dietrich Gleason. Glad, I'm sorry. Dietrich Gladden, I'm so sorry, is the minister for this location, Charity Lutheran Church at 1722 Kelly Road. Thank you, Dietrich Gladden. And we also have Dennis Bryant present. He is also elected to the Community Advisory Council, and he will be taking office at noon on January 1st. We have Gregory Creswell present, who is the secretary for the Community Advisory Council, and he is also present physically in the room. Anything else, Ms. Andy?
Yeah. We normally don't open in a prayer. Since we're city council.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to?
I would love for Pastor Gladden to open us up
Oh, okay. There's a motion for Pastor Gladden to open in prayer. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have any discussion? Okay, this goes to a roll call vote because it's a partially virtual meeting. So we have, okay, Sandra Turner Handy,
Scotty,
Gregory Creswell,
Scotty,
yes.
the minister that is going to do the prayer, you say you are in his church?
Yes,
We don't need to vote on that. We have to follow his orders. So prayer is in order.
okay. We've had a point of order indicating that because we are in a venue of a church that we didn't know about that, but that it would be in order. So go right ahead.
Thank you very much. Let's bow our heads. Father, we thank you for this time together. We ask that for your direction, for your leadership, O Lord, and for the new leaders to step in and lead this community. But Lord, that it be united and move forward in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Okay. Moving back then to the agenda. We'll do it right now. We have, actually, I think it's still on the screen. It never went down. Okay, so we also had introduction of guest elected officials, but I realized that since I have on the current agenda right under call of order, I have introduction of our council representative. I'd like to welcome her to make any opening comments before we go further.
Thank you so much, Scotty. Good evening, everyone. Just happy to be here, happy to join you all and looking forward to working very closely with you all. I do see that someone from the office of Pro Tem Sheffield has joined us, so I'd like to acknowledge them as well.
Thank you. And item B is acknowledging elected officials. And I should point out that I made an overture for as many city council members as possible to join us on this meeting because it was late in the year and I was trying to make sure we honored the charter requirement of an annual meeting between city council and the CAC. And it seems like the best that was really practical at this point was to invite as many council members as could make it. And I am happy that someone from Mary Sheffield's office is present. And let me see if I could go down to here, Office of Pro Tem Sheffield. Would that person wish to make a comment? And I believe you can unmute yourself.
Hello, how you doing?
All right.
Mr. Alfonso Horton from Councilwoman Pro Tem Sheffield office. I'm a community assistant. I'm just joining the meeting, listening on. How you doing, Latisha?
Oh, you know, I stopped sharing.
Could he please repeat his name?
Alfonso Horton.
Thank you, Mr. Horton.
You're welcome.
And I just realized I made the error of not unsharing the agenda screen so we couldn't see the people talking. I don't know if council representative of Latisha Johnson wishes to like maybe wave or something, unmute and wave just so we can all see her on the recording here.
You all have seen me before. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
And
evening.
there's Jocelyn Harris over here too. Okay, so we're gonna get back on here. And it looks like, let me see what else we have where, I already mentioned that Mr. Liggins is the District 4 manager. And scrolling down here, and I'm assuming, I don't know for sure, we have a guest named Spivey, and I don't know if that is the former council member.
Hello, no, I'm not Councilman Spivey. I'm Byron Spivey. I am the vice president of the Yorkshire Woods Community Organization, and I am also the Recreation Center supervisor at Howman Recreation Center.
Oh, thank you. Could you say your name one more time? I didn't hear you real well.
Byron Spivey.
Okay, thank you. Byron Spivey.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
We're actually in Yorkshire.
Oh, yes, we are in Yorkshire Woods, yes. Okay, good point. Okay, I guess if there aren't any further introductions, oh, I should also point out Rose Jones, I noticed on here, is also been elected to the CAC and will be seated on the 1st of the month at noon. Moving,
Scotty?
yes, Ms. Butler.
Yes, Brenda Butler here. Eastside Community Network. I am the co-chair along with Dolores Orr out of District 5 of the Neighborhood Improvement Committee at the Eastside Community Network.
Thank you very much.
You are
Anyone
so-
else wish to make a self-introduction? Okay. I think it's appropriate to go back to sharing the agenda for a moment. And so, and also because the next item on here, item 2, is adoption of the agenda, and I'm looking for, and this is only going out to members who are currently seated on the Community Advisory Council. And just to be clear, that would be myself, Sandra Turner Handy, Gregory Creswell, Jocelyn Harris. By the way, is Karen Knox there? I didn't really recall seeing her. I don't see her here right now.
We have a quorum.
Okay, so the 4 of us are a quorum, just for pointing this out. So any recommendations from the present members of the Community Advisory Council to any changes to the agenda?
I make a motion that we accept the agenda as presented.
I really wasn't ready for that yet because there may be an amendment still to it. So I'm gonna put a hold on that. 'Cause there was one thing I thought I might need to add, and I'm gonna ask right now. I gotta get over the echo. Is the person who contacted me on Nextdoor who was gonna discuss, I forget, it was something about zoning or tax. Is that person present who I talked to on Nextdoor? It's checking on the list. I don't think I see that person here.
Is this
So-
unfinished business? What are we talking about?
Pardon?
Are you on unfinished business?
No, we are actually right now on the agenda, on approving the agenda.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm trying to follow it.
Okay.
All right. So,
I think enough time has passed. I just needed to have enough time for discussion. Sorry. Ms. Handy, you made a motion to,
I make a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
okay, so Senator Turner Handy has made the motion to adopt the agenda, and Gregory Creswell, Secretary, has seconded the motion. Is there any discussion further? I'm gonna move to a vote then and close discussion if there is none. So roll call vote again. Sandra Turner Handy,
Aye.
Gregory Creswell, Jocelyn Harris,
Aye.
and Scotty Boman also says aye. It passes. Moving on then. Approval of minutes, and so now I'm going to change this, the screen sharing, so that I am sharing the minutes from the last meeting. And, oh, I didn't do it right. Where'd they go? Strange, I don't see it on my screen share thing. Try that again. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Don't worry, just a minute, it'll be fine. Am I still not seeing it? For some reason, it's not showing me the document I opened up here. It's very strange. I see it there. The document's open, it's just the screen sharing thing isn't working right. Let me just see if I click allow. I'm not sure if it's something I have to refresh, it's just not showing up. I'm gonna try sharing one thing, switching to something else and see if it works. I'm gonna go back to agenda, allow. Now I'm gonna go and see if I can change that. Okay, something else. See if it refreshes. Definitely not that. Is it not working at all now?
Scotty, do you plan to have the minutes read or what? Is that why you're trying to put them on the screen?
What's happening is when I go to the screen sharing option, it's just not, now it's not showing me the thing where I select the item I wish to share. It's simply not showing it to me.
Doesn't the secretary read the minutes aloud?
That's what I was about to
But
say.
yes, but I want to have them on the screen while I'm doing that. And for some reason, it's not even letting me share the minutes. It's very strange. I'm just not seeing them. There was
Would you like me
normally
to
a
pull
little
them up?
pop-up that allows me to do that. It's not showing up. I'm gonna have to reload the page. You might lose me for a minute. I'm gonna try reloading the page.
So if you can't get them on the screen, Scotty, just let the secretary read them.
Yes, please remember, Scotty, we said we'd do that, and I apologize because if there, I would have brought hard copies to those that are present, but at this point, yes, let's let the secretary
I'm
read
gonna
the
go to
minutes.
the entire screen. And so now you got some kind of surreal thing going on, but here I'm just gonna go right to the minutes and we'll do it that way. You should see them now. Do you see them now?
No,
Okay, because I picked entire screen. Let me go back there again.
Latisha, what was that you who said you could put that on the
Oh, it's
screen?
weird.
Yes, I did just pull them up. So Scotty, if you'd
Can
like
you?
to give me the ability to share my screen, I'd be happy to show them on the screen.
That would be great.
yeah, that'll work. Let's do it
Oh,
that way.
Jocelyn, I can make you co-host?
No,
it's
make
Latisha.
No,
It's
make
Latisha.
Latisha co-host.
Okay, can you
Latisha
see
wants
it
to share.
now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so Gregory Creswell, can you please read the minutes out loud to us?
Before I do, I have a point of information.
Yes, sir.
Legally, can we have the adoption of the minutes without reading the minutes, since it's kind of lengthy? I think that's-
Lord,
Can you see it on the screen?
Did you allow Latisha to put it on the screen?
I believe
It
Scotty
is on
figured
the
it out.
screen. It's on the
Yeah.
screen. The document is on the screen.
I'm looking at the agenda. Let's see, call to order. Yes, those are the minutes. Kind of hard to see, but they're there.
Okay, we can look at it. We don't have to read them, I guess.
Yeah, they're on the screen. Thank you, Latisha. So Scotty, we're looking at them.
I'm just looking for changes, corrections, deletions.
So you don't have to scroll through it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I'm gonna gradually scroll through them.
well, I see one typo
Yes?
where you talked about Latisha being sworn in. It read December 2020. It should be 2021.
Oh, at the bottom?
Where,
You're right.
where?
I fixed it. It was at the bottom. There was a footnote because at the last meeting, Latisha Johnson was council member elect. She had not been officially seated, but she is now. And that's what I was
No.
addressing there, as we expected her to be seated by this meeting.
But it's December 2021, not 2020.
I just changed it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hopefully if the sharing is working correctly, everyone should see that at the bottom of the screen. Right here.
Yes,
Okay.
the bottom of the screen. So as you're scrolling, we're seeing the portion you're talking about.
Okay, so we go all the way back to the top. All right, whoever is having that problem, either mute yourself or I'll have to. Okay, you got it. Okay, then I'm gonna scroll down. We already had the first part with the roll call and the names. I'm gonna scroll this down. We got the introductions displayed on the screen now. We have the unfinished business displayed on the screen now. Welcome to the meeting. We have another guest present live. Okay, I'm displaying the current community concerns. And the people present all have hard copies, is that correct? People physically in the room? Okay. Yes. Oh, yeah, the signage. Okay, we have. Check something here. Okay. All right. Oh, there you go. I just realized. I just had something called echo turned on. Maybe it's better now. I think it is. All right. Well,
You got a delay, that's, if you don't have an echo, you got a delay in,
because it's coming over the speaker from Zoom and you're hearing, so you just got you're hearing me live and you're hearing that. Before it was echoing through electronic too, though. I think it was a setting on my speaker. Okay, were there any other questions? Any other, any other edits to the minutes?
No.
If you want to look at number 6 under current community concerns, I spoke with Clear Court on Friday of last week, they're only doing refrigerators right now.
Are we talking about where it says Dennis Bryant spoke of their website, clearcorpsdetroit.org?
Correct. So I don't know if you want that corrected here or will you discuss it under the unfinished business?
And,
It's not a correction.
no, because it's a
Okay.
fact, that was stated clearly, but that's what it said.
She's saying this.
It can be discussed under unfinished business, but
She called them and they can only do refrigerators right now. But that's not a correction to the minute. because
No,
That is in your.
It's new information to bring up at this meeting is what it is.
Right.
Okay, no, right now, we're only discussing whether or not the minutes are accurate regarding the last meeting. And then
Okay.
after that, once we are satisfied they are, we will have a vote, hopefully to approve them, and then move on to the next step. Item.
you ready for a vote, Scotty?
Are you making a motion? Is that Jocelyn Harris?
Yes. Yes, I would move that the meeting minutes be accepted as corrected.
Okay, there's been a motion to accept the minutes as corrected. Do I hear a second?
I second the motion. Lakila
Okay,
Sarki.
No, that was somebody who's not a member just seconded.
you have to be a member to accept, to second a motion.
Only the
Okay.
seated members of the CAC can make motions. So senior issues representative, Jocelyn Harris made the motion to accept the minutes. Is there a second from a seated member? Okay, so I got a second. I think Sandra Turner Handy got that one in first. So she has now made the motion to seconded motion to accept the minutes. Is there any discussion? I think we did that. Okay, so we'll move to a roll call vote. I'll start with the people present. Gregory Creswell. Sandra Turner Handy. Myself, I accept. I say aye. And Jocelyn Harris.
Aye.
Okay, so all four of us have accepted or approved the minutes, and I'm going to now share the agenda again, and hopefully this will work correctly. And let's see if I can actually go directly to it. Oh, funny, now I can share the minutes. I think it's because I have two files opened using Word, and it can only look at so many at a time. I think that's the problem. And I'm looking at ourselves. So I gotta go back to entire screen again. All right, and now I am showing, oh, there's the minutes, gotta put them down. Agenda. All right, back to the agenda. Okay, so now we have presentations, hearings, and discussions. And so what did I put on here? Yes, I put on a summary of the December 3rd meeting with Mayor Mike Duggan. Now, because this was a meeting that was held more or less in private, I feel that I will read over the summary because I believe the community needs to hear everything that we discussed at that meeting. And so I'm going to switch over to a different screen. And I think I might be able to share that directly if it lets me this time. And now I'll have to do it by entire screen again. Here we are. Okay, so as just to put this in context, there is a element in the charter that says we are to meet annually with the mayor and the city council. Unfortunately, we did not get a full meeting with the city council, and there's really nothing more I can do about that. And I do thank the representative of Mary Sheffield's office for attending, and of course, I thank council representative for the 4th District, Latisha Johnson, for doing that. I am now going to read over what we had, and it should also be displayed for your viewing of our meeting that we had with the mayor. So District 4 Community Advisory Council meeting met with Mayor Mike Duggan at the Coleman A. Young Municipal Center on December 3rd at 3:30 p.m. Mayor Duggan greeted us with the introduction of staff, deputy director of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
My shit is these tables and chairs and the
And here,
ground. I like moving around.
But look, what's the name said the same thing Mike said. He got his shit.
Someone needs to be muted.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I agree.
I hadn't had to do that yet, but it looks like it's taken care of already. I'll go back. Okay, so Mayor Duggan greeted us and introduced his staff. Deputy Director of Department of the Neighborhoods, Aaron Harris, Department of Neighborhoods Director Raymond Solomon II, and District 4 Manager Rod Liggins were present from the mayor's office. Myself, Scotty Boman, Chairperson Scotty Boman, introduced the Community Advisory Council members who were present, which were Vice Chairperson Karen Knox and Senior Issues Representative Jocelyn Harris. Mayor Duggan asked what we would like to discuss, and Chairperson Boman recognized Vice Chairperson Knox first. Karen Knox described her inability to get an extension on zoning approval for a community center she was attempting to establish for the community surrounding Eden Gardens. Mayor Duggan and Vice Chairperson Knox asked. Right there, I'm going to make a correction to this right now. Ask Vice Chairperson Knox why she didn't contact her district manager, and she had already contacted other officials who were involved in the process. The mayor asked her to describe the steps she needed to take in the process and identify the person who was denying her the extension. Mayor Duggan assured her he would speak to the official who denied the extension and see that it would be granted. So that was the first item. In other words, the community center, hopefully at this point at Eden Gardens, is in the process now of finally getting approved because she needed to get that extension. Okay, next item was the mayor addressed other concerns. He cited communication problem, failures to get work done, or misunderstandings by residents of what the city government can do. While there are limits to which sidewalk repairs the city has funding to do, sidewalks damaged by demolition crews should be fixed. So that was another community concern that people had brought for the damaged sidewalks, and he was going to address that at properties where they were damaged by the vehicles who were going to demolish buildings. Okay, other quality of life issues included residents using their front lawns for parking. Mayor Duggan said neighborhood police officers, NPOs, can issue blight tickets. The mayor said there have been some neighborhood grants made possible using the American Rescue Plan, which he sometimes referred to as Biden money. There will be 2 new recreation centers in District 4. Let me repeat that because I think a lot of people would be excited to hear that. There will be 2 new recreation centers in District 4. One in Chandler Park and another on Lenox in the Jefferson Chalmers community. Chairperson Boman asked about the large number of people who are unable to get side lots between Hayes and Gratiot. Mayor Duggan asked for specific addresses, which Mr. Boman did not have, and he said he would provide addresses so they could look into the matter, but there are often liens on property that delay transfer. So one explanation for trouble getting side lot has to do with liens. Another explanation, some property also has federal holds on them. And people with side lot issues, though, should contact the district manager, that's Rod Liggins, who's present at this meeting also, with the addresses and a description of the problem. Senior Issues Representative Jocelyn Harris asked the mayor for some advice looking ahead to 2022. The mayor revisited the topic of the new recreation center to be created on Lenox. The facility was previously a school for the disabled. Senior Issues Representative Harris inquired about flood disaster wellness checks. The mayor said that there isn't a wellness check program right now. He suggested delegating the responsibility to block clubs who would know the people involved better and would be more likely to notice if something wasn't right. The mayor said he would get us a block club. He discussed seawalls, sewers, water heaters, and furnaces. The mayor said the water department will handle subsidized check valves. The city of Detroit pays 75% of that cost. I guess that's a subsidy. The Jefferson, Chalmers, and Victoria Park communities are currently getting those check valves. Chairperson Boman brought up property over taxation. Mayor Duggan conceded that it happened. He said he cut assessments by 22% when elected. He said the city could pay for some roof repairs using, quote, Biden money, unquote, with a legacy preference, and the Community Advisory Council could facilitate programs for residents. And so as far as facilitating programs for residents, it's going to mainly, of course, be a task for the newly elected CAC to take on. Chairperson Boman suggested crediting. I suggested crediting homeowners for the amount by which they were overtaxed. He said state law wouldn't allow the city to return money to residents after 1 year appeal period had passed. And he said the state would view any direct compensation as a gift from the city that the recipient wasn't entitled to. Senior Issues Representative Harris asked about grants from Governor Whitmer to help people with water resources and disposal, or maybe it was sewage. I'm not sure what we had there. Some residents had reported that people in the suburbs were eligible for state funds not provided to Detroit residents. The mayor wasn't aware of this. The Department of Neighborhoods Director, Erin Harris, stepped away for a few minutes and returned with an explanation. She said the grants were given to residents' local governments who decided how to disperse money to residents. So some of the suburbs were using different procedures to disperse funds, and that was the source of confusion. In other words, there was an impression based upon some things that were published that some communities were entitled to these funds and others weren't, and that was not quite true. What was actually happening is some communities put out the promotion to the residents to contact certain people, and other ones that had separate programs to use the funds. And so that's what happened. Chairperson Boman asked about soaring water rates and whether there was a way for the Detroit Water Department to withdraw from the Great Lakes Water Authority. Mayor Duggan said the arrangement had saved the city money rather than adding to the cost. He said the rate increases were around 3% per year in recent times. In some cases, new meters may be able to detect water use that was overlooked before, and he said we should try to get Gary Brown to a meeting. Again, that might be something the next CAC can work on. Boman brought up reports of deliberate removal of catch basins on Wayburn, and the mayor said it didn't happen. He said they had heard about this before. And please pardon, we have a call coming through by a phone that I'm using for the Wi-Fi. And so please, everyone, bear with us for a moment. And I think we're okay now. Thank you. The minister has made his Wi-Fi available to us through his phone. Okay, Chairperson Boman asked about storing water rates and whether there was a way for the Detroit Water Department to withdraw. Okay, I read that. Boman brought up reports of deliberate removal of catch basins, and the mayor said it didn't happen. He said he had heard about this before and had investigated. The mayor said that sensing equipment, including metal detectors, were not able to show that remnant plumbing that would have been around the catch basins was under the asphalt. Boman also mentioned reckless road work in East English Village. I'm scrolling up. Leaving asphalt on storm drain covers and some falling inside, and he asked for me to provide addresses. Finally, Chairperson Boman brought up the matter of an increase in speeding on the side streets following the creation of bike lanes that removed automobile traffic lanes. Boman suggested reopening East Warren to 2 lanes in each direction. The mayor said he hosted a large meeting concerning East Warren's road design, and 95% of those attending preferred the current plan over alternatives. Okay, and I shared this already with Ms. Harris and Ms. Knox. I don't know if Rod Liggins had anything to add to what I just read out. Mr. Liggins, maybe not. Okay.
And if not, I have comments.
Okay. Yes. Senator Turner Handy has a comment. Yes, ma'am.
I am really upset that the mayor has decided to create 2 new recreation centers on the other side of 94, and we don't have anything on this side of 94. Because if you know, Heilman Recreation Center, not District.
Okay, thank you. The council member, Community Advisory Council Member Creswell, waved his hand downward. Was that intended for me?
No, he wanted me to remove my man.
Oh, okay. I heard you okay. Did Rod Liggins wish to comment on that? Okay, well, hopefully he heard that, because that is something that should go to the mayor, that there needs to be a community center on this side, the side of 94, or it's the northwest side of 94, or the north side.
They're doing the same thing they've been doing when it comes to District 4. This side of District 4 receives nothing.
Could Mr. Liggins hear that?
Scotty, do you mind repeating what Sandra just said, because I didn't hear that?
Okay, yeah, maybe. You can separate this.
They've always done for this side of I-94 and District 4, we get nothing. Nothing. Any improvements over on this side of I-94 and the quality of life issues have been done by community leaders. We get nothing from the city. The Highland Recreation Center is in District 3, not District 4.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's definitely in the. Hopefully that you got that in the minutes, that comment. Make sure that the district manager gets that message, whether or not you could hear it just now, because he is the direct line to the mayor in this meeting. Okay. Okay, we can do that too. All right, moving on then. I believe I had completed that reading. I'm just going to take another quick glance at in case I didn't read all the way to the bottom. I did. Oh, there was, I missed something somewhere though, because
Scotty, this is
I swear
Jocelyn
there's
Harris.
something
My
I-
hand is up.
Did not read here. I'm gonna look here in these notes. I'm gonna have to add it later, but I do remember there was another issue that came up, and that was about people squatting. And I don't know why, I didn't see it in my notes just now. Did I skip a page or something? No, it's 2 pages only. I may have made an error. I may have to add this later, but there was another issue that came up, and I don't think I read it. And I'm not gonna take up more time looking for it right now. But one issue that came up was a matter of squatters, and I had talked to homeowners before that were concerned that, for instance, they could be out of town, a squatter moves in and then claims rights to the house and all this kind of stuff. What I got is that there is no such thing as squatter rights in Detroit. He did say that clearly, that if somebody moves into someone else's house and starts living there, that's trespass. And that's all that's to that. However, there is a little gray area, and I thought this would have been in my notes, and I have to figure out why I didn't see it here just now. But that the other part of that was that sometimes there's confusion created by the fact that sometimes a landlord will act like a tenant is a squatter, but at which point the tenant needs to in some way be able to prove some arrangement between the owner of the property and him or herself, so that it falls then on the shoulder of the tenant to prove that. And in some cases that has been done, the evidence requirement is not real high. It's not, and then after that, it becomes a civil matter. I'm gonna move, let me just look. I think I saw hands raised under participants. I'm just gonna look here for a minute. Okay,
Scotty,
Jocelyn Harris has her hand up again.
Scotty, this is Cookie from Cornerstone Village. I just want to interrupt for a moment. I seen in the chat that Rod Liggins has said that he's having trouble with people hearing him. And so if there's any questions or whatever, they can put it in the chat.
Oh, okay. And you see, my problem with the chat is when I had to reload things, the entire chat got deleted except like the last 4 things. And so I didn't even get to read most of them. Okay, I got, I'm gonna, for the benefit of those who want to know what's in the chat, I have Lakila Shia has she as community resources at gmail.com. And I have okay, I got a request, the personal request from Cookie Moore to send a copy of minutes in the agenda over to an address, and I will do that. I need to copy and paste this though into something right now so I have it for later. And I'm going to copy the minutes because there's something in here I need to actually have for later.
Well, I was just saying that I think he's saying that if, because people can't hear him. So if they have any questions or whatever, if they can just put it in the chat or, I guess.
I heard that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, Scotty, you had a
Oh, yeah, I do
question.
see
so
that. I'm
you
having
can
a
put your
hard time
question.
being heard, it says, yeah.
Scotty, you had a question, so put your question in the chat for Rod to answer for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got a few press requests for me to send minutes and agenda to people, so I'm copying this out so later on I can do that.
Well, actually, you don't have the funds for that, and it was in the email that came to everybody.
Right.
All right, well, I can put the minutes back on the screen here.
It's in the email.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see it. I apologize.
Okay. Scotty,
Okay,
can you hear me? I must not be able, I must be muted. This is Jocelyn Harris speaking, Scotty.
Yes.
And to everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Jocelyn Harris.
Okay. Well, the fact, I just want to applaud Scotty for getting a meeting with the mayor per charter. But I would like myself to say to everyone listening, as I said to my community members, as I've spoken to them, that the meeting happened very quickly. How the meeting was conducted was according to the agenda that Scotty put forth. I feel in the interest of being transparent with the community members and being accountable, that in the future that we send an agenda that to the mayor that has been approved by the CAC, but that we understand one of the challenges that we have, as Sandra was talking about, is that when we bring up individual issues such as a community center, understanding that we don't have a community center in District 4, we want to be cohesive, not divisive. And so when we bring up issues like this, these are things that we needed to have talked out and come to some type of a conclusion based on input as fair as we can make it from the total community. There was some things, Scotty, that you recorded, that I didn't have as you said it. My notes were a little different than yours on some of those issues. So for the future, we might have opportunity to debrief after major meetings and to make sure that we get input from the community prior to meeting with the mayor or city council would be my recommendation. But at the same time, I say applauds to Scotty for pushing forth and succeeding in getting a crucial meeting.
Oh, okay, what I'm gonna do is I will, because I realized there was a short amount of time between the time it took for me to finally get those notes prepared and distributed and this meeting tonight, that I will take additional information from Jocelyn Harris and also if Sandra comes up with anything else that needs to be put into that summary about the mayor, the meeting with the mayor, and I will improve it and I will post it at c4cac.org as a post, as a separate item page there, so that everybody can see it. Is that sound good to you? Senior Issues Representative Jocelyn Harris.
At this point it does, but in going forward with the CAC to come, I know that we've got to be very clear and very careful about how we proceed, because we're trying to bring District 4 together, and it's not, sometimes it can be a challenge. We're going to have to work through things together before we take them to a mayor or a city council. I think we should have prioritized the issue. We didn't have time to do the kind of work that would make it more beneficial. But I see the work that was done, Scotty, as something that is a template, something that we can use as a springboard as we go forth in the year to come.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to share the screen again. Right along here. And oh, now all of a sudden the sharing feature is working good. Okay, we are now down to B. It was discussion with the Detroit City Council. If they attend, I'm gonna do the closest thing I can to this at the moment, which is I will first open up to members of the Community Advisory Council, the 4 of us who are present in the meeting, the option of directing questions to Council member Latisha Johnson and to Representative Horton, Mr. Horton from Mary Sheffield's office, and we'll see how that goes. Do we have any questions for the council people from any of the CAC members at this time?
Scotty, Brenda Butler here. My hand is up.
My hand is up too, Brenda, after yours.
Yes, Ms. Black.
No, Brenda
Yeah,
Butler. My
Brenda
hand
was first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brenda Butler. All right, before I get to community members, and actually Brenda Butler and Tammy Black are both community members right now. And before I go there, I first was opening it up to CAC members. Are there any CAC members who want to direct a question or a comment to either council member?
Scotty,
Yes.
I need to know your format. So you just finished giving us, the community, a summary on a meeting with the mayor, correct?
Yes, I read
So
that.
should you open the floor for any comments from the community, or are you gonna come back and do that after you go to talk with the council?
Yeah, I was going to, my intent would be that if there were comments about that, that we would be under community comments. But if you feel there's something that you need to bring up right now, I guess I can, since there weren't any questions for council members from the CAC members right now, I guess I could start opening the community. And I know you've had your hand up for a long time, Ms. Butler. So go ahead and make your comment or ask your question.
Okay, so based on what I'm hearing tonight, that you initiated the meeting with the administration, correct?
Yes.
Okay, could you please tell me, did you do that via phone call or was it written communication?
What I did was it was by email, was the first arrangement.
Okay, it was by email.
Yes.
Okay, so what I like to also think that we should do, in addition to what Jocelyn, the statement that Jocelyn just made, is that it sounds like your questions in the email, or you just put the questions on the table at the meeting?
What we did is I shared with the community advisory council members that we had set a date for the meeting
No, I
Friday
mean to the mayor.
3rd,
To the
and
mayor.
that I welcomed input as to what questions they wanted to ask. And actually the person who I was corresponding with about that is Rod Liggins, who's present. And he said that, just who's going to attend was one issue. And the other question was, what would you like to discuss? At which point I opened up, the various topics that we could discuss to a requested input from CAC members.
Okay,
We
so
actually got through all of those topics. We met, I'm trying to think, was it like maybe 2.5 to 3 hours, it seems? It was quite a while.
Okay, that's not my question,
Get to
Scotty.
those topics.
Scotty, hold it 1 minute. My question is, you sent an email requesting a meeting with the mayor. Did you also send an email to the mayor with those questions that you and the members put together?
Eventually, through Rod Liggins, we sent that.
Okay, in the future, I would like to suggest that the communication that goes to the mayor on any topics that the members and the community wants discussed should be also sent in the email. And also a follow-up of the mayor's response should come back to us written, in my opinion.
Okay, and the responses we got at the meeting, I did read into the record through that document, and I said we would update it with more corrections and post it on the website as well.
I heard what you said, but I'm just saying, in the future, we should make certain that the topic of discussion, the agenda, should go in writing in an email. It really should go in a form of letter to the mayor and not an email. And then when that meeting is over, then we should get a report. The community should get a report of the final decisions that were made. Because listening to what you're saying, no decisions were made. They were just the answers that the mayor gave.
Yes.
So that is not really that's really not what we're asking for. So when you go to meet with the mayor or the city council, we need concrete information on what their answers were.
Okay, so in other words, with, for instance, Karen Knox asking for an extension on the community center, and that she's trying to organize an Eden Gardens area, and the affirmation that her request for an extension, it was an extension that was denied, that was holding up the creation of the community center, that extension would be granted. Are you saying that we need to find out then, in other words, that was not what you're asking for?
We need the facts. That's what we need. We need the facts. And also, I think the members could please look in the Chandler Park Conservancy on their website. I didn't read that there's a community center being put in the Chandler Park. That's some other type of building. So we need, since Rod is the intermediary, to let us know exactly what that is being called, that's supposed to go in the Chandler Park.
Okay, so you're looking for later verification that statements made, promises made are kept.
The facts, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I can follow up with that.
And also find out exactly if there, where is the plan? If it's a community center is gonna be put in Jeff Chalmers, then we need the plan. And the same for Chandler Park.
Okay.
Okay, so see, yes, what Brenda is, and this is work going forward, but we got to check our process because we want the community to develop a sense of confidence in the work that we're doing. So we have to be proactive in communicating as much as possible. And we need to work on our own timeline. That was kind of a rush situation, in my opinion. And the outcome was buried, but we can eat some meat out of those bones. It was a meeting, it did happen, but there's lots of improvements that could be made. And again, I applaud Scotty for the effort of getting the meeting, but let's learn from what we do and not dig ourselves into a hole where we're alienating one another. I don't want to see a community center, knowing that we need them all over the place, being something that drives us apart. We want to, and I'm so grateful. I don't know if we're going to get that. Latisha is a part of this process at leading the charge and helping us along, and we're helping each other because we need cohesiveness. When we go to the mayor, we should go as a cohesive body. And we should take the issues that the residents are concerned about. So we're going to have to do a lot of work.
Just to let you guys know, Rod, since he can't speak on this behalf, he does have some information in the chat that you may want to, I think it's regarding some of the stuff that you're talking about.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, I have my hand up when you guys are done. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Tammy Black. now when you went to the mayor and you guys, I just want to know, when you went to the mayor with these questions, was there like a survey? I know we probably didn't have time for that, but I would like to see, and I'm sure the community would like to see, a survey done from the community to see what questions that the community would like to be asked at the meeting with the mayor, you know what I mean? So that can be a code, because sometimes we take questions and we take them from a few people, but not everybody gets to be included in what they want to see for the community, and that leaves out the majority of the people who want to help kind of make these decisions. And I also want to know, like with the Lennox Center and with other things that we are looking at, will we be going and getting surveys from each community member? Because you have a lot of people who they don't attend our meetings, but they want to be involved. They work hard. They're there with their families, but they don't attend meetings. But they have a voice, and I don't want anybody. I don't want to be a voice that's being biased to my own opinion and not letting their voice be heard too. So I was wondering, would there be like surveys that we could take, that each community member, if we can get those out, can actually survey what they want to talk to the mayor about, or what concerns they're concerned about in the community, and we address those? Would that happen?
You just described a process that we use over here. In Jeff Chalmers, we found that that's the way to operate, with surveys, with petitions, to get grassroots, get as many people as can involved in the process. That's why we have to develop a process.
Okay,
Yeah, but I
Ms.
just
Harris
thank
and
you,
Ms. Black,
Jocelyn.
you were both,
We do have surveys, and I know that surveys do go out in Jeff Chalmers and in other areas, but sometimes we make up those surveys, and those surveys are what we think should go on the surveys. I would like to at least have a consensus before the surveys even come out, just to see what the community would like to see. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As a whole.
I need to interject from both Ms. Harris and Ms. Black will be on the Community Advisory Council moving forward, starting in 2022. You both be on there. Of course, Ms. Harris is on there now.
Thank you.
On with us now. But these are great ideas, and they are great ideas for 2022. Right now it's 8:34, which was our scheduled end time. Obviously, we're not ending yet. So I do wish to make ideas that are really great for the up and coming Community Advisory Council. They should be noted, and the new Community Council members can do those things, can do those surveys and so on. I'd be happy to help out, even though I won't be on that. Mr. Bryant, who will be on the next Community Advisory Council, also had his hand up, so I will go over to him so we can kind of wrap this up. But I think this is something that the new members need to work out, because I'm not going to be putting together a survey for the mayoral meeting of this CAC, because we just had ours and the year's almost over. Mr. Bryant.
Good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me?
Yes. Hi, Mr. Bryant.
We can hear you.
How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's well. I got a comment and a question. My question is to the councilwoman. Have you been assigned to be any committees as of right now? That's my question. And my comment is, I would like to work with Ms. Black and whoever was that did a survey over at Jefferson Chalmers. Maybe we can do one whole survey for the district.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, that's the process.
Sounds good to me.
Scotty,
And
do you mind?
Also, I have a
repeating the
correction to
question for
make.
me?
I misstated something. Tammy Black is not necessarily going to be on the next CAC, but these are still good suggestions for the next CAC, regardless of who's on it. And I just realized that I jumped the gun on that. Ms. Black, maybe not. That is not decided, and I shouldn't have said that. So, but these are good ideas for the next CAC. Now, Sandra Turner Handy, who is on the current one, had her hand up. You're saying?
That's okay. We late in the
Okay, and also Council Member Johnson, I think, was gonna say something.
I believe Dennis Bryant had a question for me, but I was asking if you could repeat it.
Oh, sure, sure, Councilwoman. I was asking if you were assigned to any committees or chairing any committees.
So we won't actually know that until we've identified our leadership on council, who the president and pro tem will be. That'll take place our first session, which is January 3rd or 4th. And so once the leadership is identified, then the committees will be assigned.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
I thought Coleman Young was gonna be the president. That's what I was told.
Nobody voted on that.
They don't have to
Okay.
vote.
Yes, they do. The council members among themselves.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put the agenda back up on the screen.
Yeah.
All right, so,
Mhm.
Also, Scotty, I have another suggestion.
yeah,
Okay. We received our very first District 4 CAC when you ran last year during the presidential election. From the meetings that I attended, a very good explanation regarding the role of the CAC has not been put out in the community. And I think that moving forward in 2022, the write-ins and the persons that was on the ballot, Mr. Bryant, should have your next meeting should be on that topic, on what's your role to the community and your role to the city council, so that everyone will know exactly what is a CAC, what does it do, and what should be accomplished working with the community, in my opinion.
Yes,
I agree.
okay, thank you.
absolutely.
We
Mhm.
have
And for
we have,
those persons who were elected, if you have not seen it yet, if you go online on the city's website for the CAC, it gives you the information of basically of what your role is, but I still think that some of that is somewhat vague that needs to be discussed in a meeting with the new council member also.
Absolutely.
okay, thank you. We will have citizen comments here as well, but I really need to continue on down. with the-
Scotty,
down
can I
the
just
agenda.
Scotty, this Jocelyn Harris, can I respond to where you were on the agenda? And that is that you were giving us CAC members an opportunity to ask our council person who's presently in office, Latisha Johnson, a question. And I thought it would be most appropriate to first congratulate her for wanting to take the job and for accomplishing the position. And I wanted the community, before we get off the line, that there's a group of concerned citizens in Jeff Chalmers that are sponsoring a meet and greet this Wednesday, December the 15th from 1 to 3 at East Lake Baptist Church. And the focus is on just that. Looking forward to 2022, congratulating the elected officials, and everyone in District 4 is invited. And we look forward to celebrating the victory of the elections. Congratulations, I think, are in order for our incoming council person,
Okay, pardon?
Latisha Johnson.
Yeah, Ms. Harris, is there a flyer for that event you're being asked?
Yes, there is, but the way that it's done, because we have no budget, is if people call this number, then a kicker card will be text to them with all the information because we don't have any, we have no budget. So if anyone who's interested would call, and I'll put it in the chat, the phone number 313-522-7156. They will receive the information in the form of a text flyer.
Yeah, because I would like to get it out to my residents over here in District 4.
Okay, is that Sandra? Absolutely.
Jocelyn, can you put
Okay,
it
I
on?
can put it up on the
next
website too.
It's on next door, but I don't know that it went to all across the whole district.
Member Sandra Turner Handy needed to hear that number again.
313-522-7156. And I'll try putting it in the chat.
Let me just say thank you to Jocelyn. And Jocelyn, do you mind sharing with everyone who you've invited to be at the meeting?
Oh, absolutely. And it's a group of us concerned citizens over here, been meeting since the disaster of the June 25th, but we've invited, our guest of honor is Latisha Johnson, and also the incoming CAC members, the ones that was elected. That means Dennis Bryant, Rose Jones, Adrian Green, and myself. I'll be there. So there's 4 so far. Then we've also invited our city council persons at large, Mary Waters and Coleman Young. Of course, nobody's going to be turned away, but we're trying to focus on getting those officials there because they're newly elected.
Okay,
And
I'm
it's
gonna
going to be
go.
fun. Somebody asked if it's going to be a party. Well, the reality is going to be a celebration, and we're going to look forward to a productive new year with our incoming elected officials.
Okay, thank you, Jocelyn Harris. I'm gonna now go back and see what we had next on our agenda. Yeah, I'm looking at this. We had adoption of agenda, approval of minutes, presentation, hearings, discussion, unfinished business. Now, I have left that as an item because it's required that we have that on there. And when we went on to approve the agenda, there weren't any new unfinished business items on there. I will also point out that one of the items that we had kind of been carrying along as unfinished business was a letter going out to the mayor about the inavailability of side lots, and we ended up actually talking in person about that. So at least for this year, I don't think that is any longer really considered unfinished business. So obviously there will always be new matters concerning that to bring up. I don't think that matters settled by any measure. So is there any new business recommended or I'm sorry, unfinished business that any of the Community Advisory Council current members wish to bring up? And we will have public comment coming up. So right now we are over time. So I just want to first put that out there to Sandra Turner Handy, Gregory Creswell, and Jocelyn Harris. Oh, you have one? Okay. Okay. Next, new business. Is there any new business that any of the currently seated Community Advisory Council members wish to bring up to the community?
Pretty good. You guys want to borrow this? All right, sweet.
Also, we have somebody may not even know that he or she is not muted.
I think so. Oh,
Hearing a little bit of background.
yeah.
Look here, who do we have?
Waiting a long time.
Who am I hearing? figure out who it is.
Because I know this guy, are you gentlemen inviting him to join?
Actually, I think it was the representative from the office of Pro Tem Sheffield. Had some background on. Okay. There being no new business, let me look here again and share this properly again. We have reports, and this part is kind of special because item A on here, individual closing statements from departing members. I thought it would be appropriate to have this in here since it is our last regular meeting for some of us. At least it is the last one for this year. And Gregory Creswell, you had a statement to make?
Well, since the time is getting kind of late, I'm just gonna, without any objection, submit it in writing to install into the meeting minutes, and then it can be read at next month's meeting. So I'm just gonna forego the reading of exit speech and then move along, because it's getting kind of late.
So we'll enter it into the record.
Yes.
Okay. I will do mine. And that is, and I don't have anything prepared, just a few brief comments. I would like to say that while I realize we have not done everything we could, we have not fully reached our potential, and we've had some excellent comments from members of the community during this meeting today on things that we can do better and things that can be then picked up on by those who are continuing to serve into 2022 and beyond, and those who are newly elected to begin serving in 2022. That these are things, and also the appointed people, these are things they can pick up on and move forward with. But I would like to point out a couple accomplishments I think we have done. First of all, and probably the biggest one, is we have a community advisory council in District 4. And to that, I credit over 1,000, over 1,500 people who signed the petition to make that possible. And this being my closing statement, yes, I was the guy walking around with that petition. Another thing we have accomplished and I should point this out, that we are not the first community advisory council in the city of Detroit. District 7 had a community advisory council. And one thing I would like to point out is that we did, as the Community Advisory Council of District 4, succeed in finally getting some published recognition from the city of Detroit. Prior to this, when I searched for the phrase Community Advisory Council on the website, there wasn't anything. Now there is something. Definitely that page can be improved on. It's sort of a starter page, a space holder, but there's something there. Our meetings are published on the city website. Elected members can get city emails now for the Community Advisory Council. We didn't have any of that before. We did fulfill the meeting with the mayor this year, though I'm sure we've had suggestions on how that could have gone better. Hopefully the next Community Advisory Council will be successful in having their annual meetings with the city council. And so I believe that, this is a process. The first session of the Community Advisory Council was only really had a year to do things. The next one will have 4 years. And I look forward to a lot more being done. Hopefully they will have their youth member appointed. That will be a great thing. So that could be my closing report. Was there any statements for the closing of the year from the other Community Advisory Council members present?
I just want to say thank you to the District 4 community members for allowing me to serve. know that even though I may not be reappointed to the council, I am still serving in District 4 as a community leader and also as president of the 9th precinct. So my service is not ended. And I'll always be fighting for this district to become one district and not two.
Ms. Harris?
Yes, I wanted to say to you, Scotty, thank you for all the hard work you've done. You know, you broke the ground and got us to where we are today. And as a community, we are grateful. I know I am personally, and I know our community is benefiting because of your service. And to Sandra, I look forward to serving with you in any way. I always say that we don't need titles to serve. We don't need positions to serve. And I believe that we're in a position where our district can be a strong district and work collectively together for the good of the whole. So I applaud you, Sandra. I'm so glad to meet you in person. And Mr. Greg, I think that Greg is not going to serve again, as I understand. But I pray that regardless to whether we're serving with a title or not, that we all still participate together.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and now we do move to public comments. And so if you felt like you're a community member, or perhaps, oh, one other thing I did want to ask real quick before I proceed with that, as a point of personal privilege. Is there anyone from the District 7 Community Advisory Council on this meeting? Because I thought I was going to have someone from there.
Yeah, Scotty, this is Teresa Williams. Yes, sir.
Would you like to introduce yourself to the people present right now and just talk for a moment?
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Teresa Williams. I live in District 7 in the Franklin Park neighborhood, the Cody Rouge area. I just want to thank Scotty for his service and the other District 4 CAC members. Appreciate your assistance, and Scotty for inviting me to this meeting today. And I'm just looking forward, and also thank you to Councilwoman Latisha Johnson. I reached out to her when she initially got elected about a week after, and she responded right away. And I'm looking forward to working with the newly elected District 4 CAC, as well as the council members. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Scotty.
Okay, thank you very much, Teresa Williams. So also now just raise hands if you're a community member and you would like to speak. You can raise your hand and I will call on people around community, comments from members of the community here. I'm going to look at the participant list now.
Scotty, I think it's appropriate too that we say that we have people in our community that are giving the CAC their all. And I'd like to name their names because everybody has a part in this. Brenda Butler, Zelda Anderson, there's many more that have come to the meetings and they spend time trying to research as to how the CAC can be the best it can be, because we've got lots of room for improvement. So hats off to community members that participate.
Thank you much. I see a hand up from our council representative, Latisha Johnson.
Thank you so much, Scotty. I wanted to say personally a thank you to you because I know how much you pounded the pavement to even create the District 4 CAC. I think it is a phenomenal start and I look forward to moving things forward. You didn't realize it, but this is really going to be the way that we bring the entire district together to work together as a unit and as a whole, which was a part of my campaign. And so you just helped me to get started. I also want to say thank you to everyone who has served thus far, because a lot of times people just don't realize how challenging it is to start something. And you always have opportunities for growth, but to get something started is always a tremendous overtaking. And so I just want to say thank you to all of you who have served. Thank you so much to the new incoming CAC members. I look forward to personally working with all of you because, as you all know, I represent the voice of the community. And so I will lean on all of you to help guide the voice that I have down at the council table and make sure that it is representative and reflective of the community. So I look forward to hitting the ground running in 2022 with the new team. But just wanted to say thank you all so much for everything that you've done thus far. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. And I will see many of you before the holiday actually is upon us. So thanks again, and look forward to seeing you all soon and working very closely with you.
Thank you very much. We have now any other hand? Oh, Brenda Butler. Yes, Brenda Butler.
Happy holidays to everyone. And thank you, Ms. Harris, for your acknowledgements. And Scotty Boman, you the best. I just want to share a story with you guys. When Scotty was walking these streets and pounding the pavement to get this CAC started, when he knocked on my door, he was wringing wet with sweat. And he didn't know it was my house. But he proved to me that he was very concerned with bringing our community together in this manner. So Scotty, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you so very, very much. And I also thank the elected members for the first CAC and the appointed members. We have a lot of work to do in this city. We must bring our minds, our hearts, and our souls together to make sure that our community is recognized in this city for the better of our quality of life. And again, thanks to everyone.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
And also thanks to everyone here. Is there anyone else who wanted to make a comment to the rest of the community?
And Jocelyn, I do have a neighborhood improvement committee meeting tomorrow on Zoom from 3:30 until 5 p.m. And I will make this announcement about December the 15th.
Excellent. It will be
And
awesome.
I have already shared the information with some of my neighbors in the Chandler Park neighborhood.
Beautiful. We've had enough challenges. We need opportunity to celebrate.
I think Rodney Liggins intended me to read this out loud to everyone else because it's in the chat here, but people not in the chat wouldn't see it. On behalf of the mayor's office, we want everyone to have Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and a prosperous new year. Shop District 4 this season and always. And that's from Rod Liggins. Dennis, Brian has his hand up. Go ahead.
Yes, I just want to thank all the previous members of the Community Advisory Council, and also thank personal thanks to Scotty to getting this off the ground. Just want to also say, hopefully we can come together in District 4 and make this a better district for the people that live in the district. And we don't want to, and hopefully we won't let you all down. Thank you, and happy holidays.
Thank you. And I see incoming CAC member Rose Jones has her hand up.
There There we go. Good evening. Thank you, first of all, Scotty, for all the great work that you've done. And I know with all the years that you've put in the community and throughout the community, this is not your last dance. That you're going to keep on working and fighting for District 4. Just so you all know, we do have our first 3 CAC meetings scheduled for the year 2022. And the first one will be via Zoom, and we will continue meeting on the second Monday of every month. So look forward to seeing and hearing more from us. And Miss Black, Miss Butler, I'm trying to see who else it was, Miss Cookie, our incoming CAC will get formal training on what and how we should be doing as elected officials. And everyone enjoy a lovely, lovely, lovely and safe holiday season. Thank you.
Here.
And Scotty, the new members, can they please say what communities they are from?
Sure.
Oh, Dennis Bryant, I live at Gunston and College.
They want your community.
I didn't hear
LaSalle College Park.
I didn't hear that.
LaSalle College Park.
LaSalle College Park. Where's that?
Gunston and College.
Gunston and College. Okay, thank you.
No, Gunston and what?
Gunston between 6 Mile and Gratiot. Yeah. Between 6 Mile and Gratiot.
Rose Jones here. Excuse my throat. I live in what I call the forgotten but soon to be renowned area by City Airport. As Mr. Liggins calls us, the Gratiot Finley area, but I call it the GC6 area, Gratiot, Connor, McNichols, the far triangle of District 4.
So you're in LaSalle College Park.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not a part of LaSalle College Park. I'm closer to the police precinct, but I'm like my street is the door to the Detroit City Airport, even though they consider Detroit City Airport District 3. I'm still in the same place.
That side of Connors is the 3. Your side is the 4.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Sandra.
Oh, Sandra was just saying that Connor's a dividing line between 3 and 4 in the area by the airport.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there before I entertain a motion to adjourn, was there anything else from the community?
I think Jocelyn.
Oh, do I need to identify? Okay, I'm Jocelyn Harris, and the area that I live in is identified as Jefferson Chalmers. That's got identified boundaries, live by the Detroit River, or south, the river is south, Jefferson to the north, and then Connors going to the east and Alter to the west. Although Alter to, what am I saying? Alter is to the east and Connors toward the west. But the city expanded Jeff Chalmers up to Verner. So that's the new boundaries according to the city of Detroit. So Jeff Chalmers, hello, everyone. Looking forward.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
There is a hand up from Office of Pro Tem Sheffield.
I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the Office of Councilwoman Pro Tem Sheffield office. Y'all have a blessed evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
We'll follow suit. Happy holidays. Look to see everybody at the celebration.
Yep. Say hello to the councilwoman for us.
Yes.
Will do.
Okay. And Tammy Black, I believe you'll be the last person to, on citizen comments then.
Scott, may I say something? Judy Pencil.
No, I didn't have anything to say. My hand went up and I was trying to get it down. Thank you. I'm just glad to be here and I'm looking forward to working with everyone and being a part.
Okay, I think we are.
Hey, Scotty.
Scott,
Scotty, can I say one
What?
thing? I just want to let you
Yeah.
guys know, be looking for Howman Recreation Center to open back up in January.
Oh, Heilman's opening back up?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Well, that's some welcome news.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
Look for
One
us
more
around
thought.
mid-January. We'll be back open fully and renovated.
Congratulations.
Thank
Scotty,
you.
another lady wanted to say something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Scott, Judy Pencil here. Just wanted to thank you all so much, and Scott, my neighbor, for being an excellent neighbor as well as a community supporter. And but I did because I know Scott personally as a neighbor. I know about these meetings, but I'm wondering if you are putting anything out in public by way of invitation to have other people involved and input from others. If I didn't know Scott and have known of his work on this, perhaps I wouldn't even realize that the District 4 had these meetings and the time, etc., which I appreciate listening to very much and hope I can participate further in the future. Thank you, and a wonderful holiday to all of you who've worked so hard. You deserve it.
Wow,
What was
thank
your
you.
name, ma'am?
Yes.
I'm Judy Pencil, and I'm a part of Morningside. I've been here. In fact, I had the first meeting of Morningside when it was near, I don't know, umpteen years ago. So, right, but I'm just, wanting to have more outreach from District 4 to the community, and just would like you to think about how you might do that. Articles in the newsletters, for instance, Morningside puts out a newsletter, and I think it would be great if there could be more information for the general public.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Looking forward to meeting you, Judy. This is Brenda
Yeah.
Butler.
And
Yes,
I
and
do
Jocelyn Harris,
as
thank
well.
you. Awesome.
I've talked to Karen Knox before
yeah.
about her project, and I'm
Mhm.
also very interested in recreation for
I
our
think,
area, for the east side. We definitely need even more than a community center, which is going to take quite a few years. So if anyone is interested in joining me in efforts to secure, perhaps through the public schools, to have more recreation in the summer for our children. I have
Excellent.
worked with the Clark School.
okay, I
Can you
believe
put
we
your
have
number in the chat?
I think
Mhm.
someone had made a motion to adjourn of the present, the people in this church. One of you make a motion to adjourn, Ron?
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion by Sandra Turner Handy to adjourn, and Gregory Creswell had seconded that. Is there any discussion? Okay. And that will move then to a roll call vote. Sandra Turner Handy,
Aye.
Gregory Creswell.
Aye.
I will also say aye, and Jocelyn Harris.
Aye.
Okay, so we are now adjourned. Merry Christmas. and enjoy the holiday season
Be safe.
and be safe and have a happy new year. And if there's any last minute issues for this community advisory council, just you'll need to email them. I'm scotty.boman@michidetroitmi.gov until the end of the year. And I think that email account just disappears. So scottyeducation@yahoo.com won't disappear. Just stay in touch. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful evening. Stay safe.
All right,
Happy
Merry Christmas,
holiday.
everyone.
Everybody have a happy holiday.